Hello everyone and welcome to the MEA NASCAR Cup Series Race 3 B Lobby race here at Homestead Miami Speedway. I will be your head commentator for tonight, MNR Nightlock, and joining me in the booth is MNR Fujiwara.
It is a pleasure to be here.
Currently we are in the middle of the practice lobby, giving everyone a chance to get one final warm-up in before we go live for the race. So we just ask for a little bit of patience while we come up just a little bit closer to race time for all these drivers to come out on track. Oh dear, why am I getting party invites?
That's lovely.
I think this guy's on my friends list, but I'm not sure why he's inviting me.
Put yourself on Do Not Disturb.
I will send him a message. Okay, now let's get back. Let's get off this menu, get back into here. Let's see who all we have in this lobby. Okay, so far in the practice lobby, we have the series host, SSR Mayhem, who I do believe, yes, he is going to be acting as the pace car for the B lobby race. We have PMX, I always get those confused and backwards. We have PXM Twisted, KOTS Chevy Boy 06, SM Sleepy, F1 Bin 23, ProDrawer 120, AOR Andrew, SSR Oval Racer, and BM Trance.
I must say, all the liveries look absolutely amazing.
Go ahead and do a few laps here with these guys. Now that we've got a bit of a gap, merge up on track here. I definitely think this is going to be a very interesting race. You have to be careful about keeping your line in check. However, you have to be able to keep full commitment with your car whenever you go into a turn. Because if you try and change up what you're going to do halfway through the turn, it will normally end in you finding a very unpleasant meeting with a wall or losing quite a bit of speed. And on a track like Homestead, momentum is everything.
Definitely. That's the last thing you want. If worse does end up coming to worse, you may collide with another driver.
Yeah, this is going to be the big question, is how many cautions are we going to be contending with through the B-Lobby race? I know that some of the races have been notorious in the past, not just in this series, but oh, and as you mentioned that, I watch a car, I think that may have been Twisted actually, but I'm not sure. I watched the car dive up into the wall. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. That is why I'm glad this is just a practice lobby right now.
Yep. I thought his race would be over if it would be the actual race.
But as I was saying, not just this series, but any NASCAR series that runs on Motorsport 7, the ovals tend to be very notorious for bringing out a lot of cautions. Just because you have people trying to run Trance, please stay low, thank you. Pardon me, they're getting a little bit of a scare of Trance getting a little high, but you get a lot of people going around these ovals, and for the most part, everyone's going about the same speed and trying to fit 2 or 3 wide around the track, so any little mistake, any little change can cause an accident to happen.
Yeah.
And again, Homestead especially is a very momentum-heavy track. You need to be able to keep up your speed and carry it through the corners. When you begin to lose momentum is when you're going to have a lot of trouble out on track.
Yep.
As can be seen with my driving at the current moment, I'm hitting the walls, I'm overslowing for corners, and it's causing my time to suffer. Albeit I'm not driving the upcoming race, but this is a good example to show just exactly what we're talking about. Coming up on the back of Twisted here. I do know that some of these drivers in here have an affinity for oval and stock car racing, and some of them have shown some pretty impressive finishes here in the past, making a lobby for prior events in this series. So I think we may have some good competition coming up in this race.
Really should be an exciting.
Yeah, the question is, will everyone be able to keep it smooth and keep it clean? If you can keep yourself off the wall and off of other cars, it should be a straightforward race. It's just a matter of seeing if people will be able to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to just pull off and down here. Okay, yeah, I just came on, I see what mayhem means, but it's a little fuzzy.
Yeah. There's not much we can really do about it, sadly.
No, there isn't.
We'll have to make do with it.
Okay, and coming back now.
Just seeing these cars passing the start finish line, looks absolutely beautiful. Follow designs.
Oh yeah, these are cars that, when they get moving, they okay, and France is getting a little excited here. I'm going to make
Certainly
my
seems
way.
that way.
I can't really blame him. This is a very intense style of racing. I know that the old ongoing joke is how NASCAR is the easiest kind of racing to do. You're just, you're driving in a circle. But the brutal truth is, it's a lot more difficult than most people give it credit for.
Yeah.
It's not as easy
As per example. Moving swiftly on.
I'm just going to ignore the fact that that happened and I just got used as Trance's brake. Oh, and this is this is the fun and games of the practice lobbies. However, hopefully we're going to be, yeah, it looks like we're getting ready to set up for the actual race itself. People are slowly beginning to leave the lobby. So with that coming, I do believe I'm going to back out of this lobby. Back out of the race at least. I do not know how you managed to run a 30.1. However, thank you for the little love tap. No.
It's a bit more from love tap.
I'm going to go into my settings. Yeah, I sadly do not know how to get it to pin my chat right now because it is not wanting to pin it. So I'm just going to have to bounce back and forth between YouTube chat and this Twitch chat. Let's go ahead and see if Mayhem has this set up yet. Yes, Mayhem does have this set up, so let's go ahead and hop into here. I will send you...
I'm joining that.
Okay. Oh boy, this is a link and a half.
Oh.
Ignore the link I'm sending you. It is necessary that I send this so that I can copy it.
Okay. About 118 laps. That's...
Yeah, it's going to be a very long race. That's very
dumb.
much. Okay, hopefully we're going to be getting into this race soon. We should be.
Yep.
And running this race, we will have ACR Nyko, Hatched Club 334, PXN Twisted, Big Wee 1185, SSR Oval Racer 9, AOR Andrew, KTOS Chevy Boy 36, F1 Ben, SM Sleepy, SSR McMess, not McNess, and ProDraw 120, and we are about to load into the race. So the drivers will be getting onto their standing lap, or onto their parade lap as we speak. And here we go, onto the track for the opening parade lap before we go to the rest of the race. And SSR Mayhem sets off in the pace car to lead the drivers around the track for their first lap, remaining single file until they hit the last two turns of 3 and 4 to double up. For the time being, let's go ahead and turn map off and look at some of the paints that are being ran in this race. SSR Oval Racer, going with that more classically styled paint. I like it, running the stripes along the bottom. Not something you see incorporated into too many modern day cars. Let's jump back a little bit to ProDraw.
It appears that they're beginning to form up.
Oh, are they running? They may be running 2 pace laps for this race.
Seems like it.
This isn't too shocking given the short nature of this track. However, I've yet to be in the driver's briefing, so I was not aware. This is very interesting, though. Be even more interesting to see how the stacking falls, as they're a little out of grips with the stack, but looks like it is slowly beginning to shape up.
Yeah.
Although someone needs to move forward to fill that slot, as there is an open slot on the track currently. However, Hatch is not moving up. Yeah, Hatch is not moving up to fill it, and neither is ProDraw moving forwards to fill it. And the pace car is off track. We are going to be going green this time around. As they come up to the line.
Green?
Yes, we are green for the start of race 3 in the MEA NASCAR Cup Series. With 116 laps of racing to go here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Oh, and there's already contact.
Oh, and there's already
HCR Nyko and Big Wee in the wall. Is that going?
Caution?
Is that a caution?
I believe so, because Mayhem is now right on track. Yep, that's a caution. Because the grid is beginning to form up.
Moving back up onto the track, I'm McMess seeming to overshoot the Q stack right there. I'm not sure if he was rightfully first when that caution was called, but he has zipped forward just a little bit. No, he has dropped back. Okay, guys, and this is going to be an update. Number of cautions is going to 1. If you are watching on the YouTube channel, on the Twitch stream, we do have a caution counter currently set up. So that will be something that you can pop over and check if you like. I will be adding 1 to the counter every single time we have a caution. Other than that, feel free, whether you are on the YouTube channel or whether you are on the Twitch stream watching this race, feel free to talk in the chat, get involved, get active with us. We are green again. SSR Oval Racer taking the lead. Getting a very nice start.
Yes, I'm Sleepy with a mega run from the start. Starting in 9th, all the way up to 6th.
And he is fighting to take that 5th position place away from McMess, who got a very bad start off of this restart. And we can see the field, a lot of people clumped up, still going too wide around this track whenever they hit the turns. We are seeing all kinds
of... Hatch Club on the inside of...
Oh, and we have 3 by. Hatch Club, McMess, and Sleepy. Hatch Club and Sleepy pushing through on the inside. But Sleepy still running that outside wall. That is not going to be an advantageous place to be on this track. Being on that outside wall means when he's carrying that speed, he's going to be a lot closer to pushing up into the wall. He's going to need to try and bring his line down.
Behind Sleepy?
Right behind Sleepy in 7th is McMess, and yes, they are 3 wide. Nyko, or at least they were, Nyko, Chevy Boy 36, and McMess were all side by side in turn 1. McMess, it looks like, having a small little contact with the wall, and that will hurt his run enough for Chevy Boy to pull up alongside him, and Nyko quickly approaching. This is a battle. McMess losing 7th to Chevy Boy, and then 8th to Nyko, having to run that outside. Those two, both Nyko and Chevy Boy, taking full advantage of the inside line they held.
Oh, Chevy Boy and McMahon both hitting the wall, losing a whole lot of speed, dropping back to 9th and 11th respectively.
Yes, we're currently hopping up in the front as AOR Andrew and F1 Ben, 2 teammates battling it out right now with their other teammate PXM Twisted right behind them.
Hatch Club with the overtake on Twisted, as well as SM Sleepy. Twisted has dropped to 6th.
Let us go ahead and get an update on the race stats so far. And Oval Racer setting the best overall time as far as lap goes with a 30.4 8-second lap. Not a bad lap time at all. Coming from Oval Racer himself. And currently our top speed is 192 again by Oval Racer.
It appears that Oval Racer has a bit of a lead. Oh, SMC with the run on Hatch Club going into third corner. And he has got the move done.
He's got the move done. The question is, will he be able to hold that lead over Hatch Club, or will he give it back? I know that Hatch Club in the past has been a prominent A-Lobby driver for ovals. For Daytona, he was up with us in A-Lobby, so I know he's going to be looking to put the pressure on Sleepy here. And Sleepy sticking a little high, staying mid-track through turns 3 and 4. That's going to help Oval Racer as far as keeping the distance and keeping speed to close up to Sleepy.
It appears that they are slowly catching AR Andrew and F1 Ben.
And dropping back to the 7th place driver, we have ACR Nyko caught in between PMX Twisted and ProDraw 120. Although he gets the run on Twisted, will he be able to make the move stick on the inside going through turn 1? They're all staying about mid-track here. No, ProDraw and Nyko pulling it down to the bottom to get past Twisted. Honestly, that's the dangerous part about tracks like these. Is on this game, if you get caught on the outside going into these turns, you're going to lose a lot of pace, having to keep your speed lower, trying to run the high line. The only exception to speed would be Daytona, where you can still run flat out, however you're losing in overall distance, having to run the longer way around the track.
Back to you, Twisted. It appears that MEA has caught up to the back of him. And has he got the move done? Yes, he has.
Let's hop on board here with SM Sleepy. And just go ahead and hop on with him in-game camera. This way we can kind of see what the perspective of the drivers is.
This is really a fair battle between Twisted and MEA. Them constantly switching positions.
We will hop on with him. Yes, these two are running side by side. They are going for the gold here, trying to make that move work. Ooh, MEA staying a little high on entry, not being able to carry the speed through. Twisted getting what looks like just a slight pull away from him, coming out of turns 3 and 4. MEA starting to match Twisted's line. As we saw there, going from turns 1 to turn 2, having a slight correction mid-turn.
Just really messing up your speed coming out of the exit of corners 2 and 4 if you make a correction anywhere between.
Although getting a good run into 1 and 2, MEA pulling on Twisted a little bit. However, is Twisted going to cut him off and take the push from the draft? No, MEA is going to lift early. And Twisted going low, losing speed there. I do not know if it's going to be enough for MEA to make a move. No, it will not. Twisted being proactive and pulling low on the track to try and block off MEA. so hard to try and make these passes happen, though. When you have drivers that have enough time to come down and block you and then get the push from that draft, so you simply aren't able to get around them.
Just up ahead of them two are both Pro Drawer and ACR Nascar, both battling for second place. Really, really close.
Yes. Oh, Nico going a little low, dipping onto the apron. That's going to throw him high and force him to lift, costing him just a little bit of speed. It may only be 5 to 10 miles per hour. However, on tracks like this, that again are so momentum-based and momentum-heavy, that speed is going to cost you quite a bit. Even 1 to 2 tenths of a second if you're unlucky. However, you can see from these cameras just how close some of these drivers get to these walls. That is the amazing thing about people that are accustomed to not just NASCAR, but oval racing in general. Just using all of the track available, pulling it all the way down to the white line on the apron and pushing it up to within, at times, inches of the outside wall. Oh, Prodrar, that is going to be a caution. Prodrar into the wall a little bit, and Sleepy into his back bumper for a spin. Oh no, Prodrar spun on the middle of the track right now. And he has managed to get righted back. And he is back on his way. However, the caution is out on lap 22 of racing. This is going to spur up our second caution of this race.
That was very seeing Road hit that outside wall with Sleepy being so close. Made him spin, near hit the inside wall of the straight, and with the entry of Prodor, near took out Shavy Boy as well.
Yes, I'm not sure if Prodrar took a pit there. It looked like he may have, from how slow he was heading off of that. However, I do believe some of these drivers may have gone through the pits. If they did, that is a common tactic. If you're going to be starting at the back and a caution comes out, even if you don't need it, just jumping in and taking the caution. Oh, as McMess is almost spun by Twisted under caution.
Oh no,
the drivers,
racer.
Yes, the drivers are just now going into the pits. McMess feinting that last minute dive. And it looks like three drivers have stayed out. We have AOR Andrew, SSR McMess, and Big Lee. 1185, currently still out on track. And coming out of the pits in fourth, we have SM Sleepy, ACR Nico, KTOS Chevy Boy 36, Prodrar 120, having a good pit cycle there, managing to jump 3 positions. Hatched Club 334, PXM Twisted, F1 Bin 23, and SSR Oval Racer. We are just going to jump on in here. We're going to stay with SSR McMess and see how second place manages to do, being under the pressure of sitting right behind first and starting from the outside. And again, guys, feel free, whether you are watching via the YouTube channel live stream or via the Twitch live stream, at twitch.tv/nightlook. Feel free, go ahead, jump into stream chat, start typing, start talking, interact. We have all of the chats up. We are looking at them. And if you guys decide to type something in, interact, we will be reading it out. And they are on the back straight, heading into turns 3 and beginning to form up here. I do believe we're going to be going green this time with the pit cycle finished up. Again, we are on with SSR McMess to see how he does for this restart. We are currently exiting turn 4.
I will be setting on the former leader SSR Oval Racer. See how he makes his way up. And we're green with Oval Racer getting a good start.
Yeah, McMess being caught extremely high. He drops to third. This is going to cost him a few positions, cost him 2 so far. With Oval Racer and Hatch Club being able to get up alongside of him. Oh, and he lost another position there to F1 Ben. McMess now losing a position to Nyko and Twisted, as Twisted is pushing Nyko. McMess in the wall. He is not having a good restart to this race. He is really struggling at the time being to get his car to play nice with him around these turns.
Definitely seems like it. Dropping from second all the way to ninth.
No, McMess is currently sitting in 10th. Big Wee has gotten quite a run on him, and Chevy Boy is beginning to catch him as well. And in the YouTube chat, Chummy Chum 18 says hi. Hello, Chummy Chum 18. I do hope that you are enjoying this race. It's definitely turning out very interesting. The drivers are beginning to break up here. However, this has not been a bad race. The drivers have managed to stay fairly clean and are setting some respectable times.
Yep.
Jumping up to 4th, we have ACR Nyko, who has done a good job at making up positions on this caution restart.
Currently watching the battle for first place between SSR Oval Racer and ARR Andrew. With Hatch Club.
We will jump
trying
up here
to
with
get a
Oval
tail.
Racers.
With Hatch Club trying to get a nose in. Appears.
Yeah, Oval Racer really trying to keep up his speed through the corners. Andrew doing everything he can to defend, taking it a little slower through the corners, but keeping a constant defense of the inside line, making it very hard for Oval Racer to find a way to squeeze beside him and take over that first place lead.
And all this is slowly but surely helping. Oh, with an Andrew hits the wall.
Contact. Yeah, there is contact. Oval Racer is going
with
to slow down.
Hatch Club.
Andrew pulling up into first, but Hatch Club, yes, very quickly taking it away from him. However, Andrew does have the inside here. He and Hatch are going side by side. Andrew is just going to pull that lead away from Hatch. And it looks like Hatch was up in the wall there, dropping back to third behind Oval Racer. And we are back. Yeah, Oval Racer with a very good run, but not enough to get him past Andrew. However, he is now looking at trying to take away that inside line from Andrew if he is at all capable of doing that. However, that is going to be a very difficult task for him to try and accomplish from his current position, as Andrew has gone back to playing a hard, slower defensive to the inside.
Yep.
Honestly, that is probably the biggest thing about Homestead. And you can make this case for any track out there, but Homestead especially, you see this very prominent. You need to slow down. You need to slow down, take it steady, and be patient. If you're patient, someone else is going to make a mistake. But if you start rushing it, you're going to run into a lot of issues of you begin to make mistakes, you can't keep your line correct, and you get yourself in trouble and cause wrecks.
Getting back into the field, it appears that both Twisted and Big Wee are battling for 8th place.
Yes, and I just jumped on with Prodrar as he and Chevy Boy are battling.
That's
penultimate
definitely
position.
contact.
Oh, that is going to be a caution. Given how caution-light this race has been, I wonder if that will be the big one for the race, or if we're going to have another one. It looks like, yeah, Chevy Boy was caught up in it, but Twisted took the worst of that, taking a face-first dive into the outside wall on turn 4, hard enough that his car went into the air. You can see the damage on his car. These races are ran on fuel and tires, but the cosmetic damage alone is enough to be a telling sign of just how bad that wreck was.
Yep.
As everyone is catching up here, we will have this pace lap before the next time around should be the pit lap if someone chooses to take their pit stop. And Twisted spinning it. Twisted spinning it after that early cut into the corner, just dipping his wheels on the apron. This is the very real danger of ovals like this, is if you get your car on the apron, you're going to be very unsettled very quickly. Whether you are unsettled because the car gets thrown up, or whether that's because you go light. And Twisted into the wall again. What is happening?
I could not tell you.
No, he didn't have any damage, and a lot of the field going into pit. It looks like, yeah, 4 cars stayed out. ACR Nyko in first, F1 Ben in second, Sleepy in third, and Prodrar in fourth. Let's go ahead and hop back up with Prodrar, who has gotten a good run, or a good jump through the pit cycle, coming back up to fourth, choosing to stay out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
hope you all can excuse me for the moment. I need to step out of the commentary booth for just a few minutes. However, I will be back shortly.
we will be going green this lap with the fields starting to form up. Go in first, Ben in second, Sleepy in third. Oh, appears to be some contact. Doesn't seem to deteriorate from the starting of the when we're going green. And we are green. Oh, no. Here's I was mistaken. Or contact. And we are green. There has been a lot of contact, but nothing too serious. SM Sleepy dropping from third all the way to 7th because of the contact. It appears that was currently on board through Jor. Venting for second. Nakado. And left the and he has the run. Oval racer all up the third from the taken over from the Kato. Due to the lane he has taken. Coming out of turn 2. Has the bent hit the wall? Who certainly has, because Trudeau did overtake him. But with Drawer being stuck on the outside, Ben has overtaken him, but Drawer has got the run on Ben. He reclaims that first position. Now with Overracer on the outside of Ben, isn't really the place he wants to be. Manages to hold the lane around the outside of Ben and bring along Kato with him. Ben has dropped from first to fourth in a matter of 2 laps. With now Oval Racer battling for that first position with Pro Drawer. And appears he has got the move done. Also with Nakado coming in, taking second from Rudor as well. Coming in on the inside. Overrays are hitting that wall on the outside of the active turn 4, really screwing up his run into the first corner. Oh, it doesn't seem he was that badly affected, and that's contact. That is another caution. That was between Big Wheat. Between Big Nakado and Hat's club with the contact coming into the entry of midway through turn 3, coming on to turn 4. But that is another caution.
And M&R Nightlock back in the booth. I see that we just had another caution. Is that the first one so far?
Yes, yeah. It was
okay.
between
it looks like SM Sleepy and ACR Nyko currently sitting at the back.
But it was Sleepy was caught up in that. Well, it was between Hatch Club and ACR Nakado.
I see.
Yep.
Well, this will bring up our fourth pit of our fourth caution of the race. 51 laps into a 116 lap race. Again, having to keep in mind the 2 starting pace laps before these drivers got out on track. A few drivers choosing to pit: F1 Bin, Hatched Club, SM Sleepy, and ACR Nyko all going into the pits. And F1 Bin getting a little loose coming back onto track. Hatched Club being slow to get back on track. However, they are now on their way to catching up with the rest of the field. Which that current field order, starting from 7th going on to 1st, we have Big Weave 1185, AOR Andrew, SSR McMess, KOTS Chevy Boy 36, PXM Twisted, Projar 120, and in the lead, SSR Oval Racer. I will say, I'm glad to see Twisted sitting up in the top 3. I know he's been putting in some work this race, and he has gotten unlucky with some of the cautions and getting caught up in some of these wrecks.
Yep.
And we should be getting ready to go green here anytime.
The field is starting to form. So I would assume that we are going to go green this lap.
Yes, Mayhem is pulling off of the track. And we are green. Starting up lap 53 of 116 here for our MEA NASCAR Cup Series race, round 3B lobby here at the beautiful Homestead Miami Speedway.
And right off the bat, it seems like Overracer had a good run. And Twisted has moved up to second, overtaken through drawer.
Yes, Twisted again, putting in work this race. However, will he? No, Twisted got loose on track. It looked like Andrew may have gotten into the back of him there. Yes, that is going to be another caution for this race. it seems like these drivers are beginning to get a little antsy.
From my point of view, it seemed like Twister got caught on the inside and got spun and came on back onto the track and hit Andrew. Seems that way, but
it is a possibility. However, again, that is a heartbreaking caution for Twisted as he pulls off and drops down to the back of the grid, having been the one to call that caution.
For him being up in second, momentarily being slightly the cause of the caution, dropping him back.
Yes, to 11th, being at the back of the field. Again, that is heartbreaking for him. He has yet to be able to really catch a break within this race.
Yeah, him being caught on all the cautions, one way or another.
And they are forming up. McMess and Twisted still a decent ways behind the group. And, okay, they are formed up with the group. Just before they go green, the caution has been lifted. We are back to racing. In the Twitch chat, we have Prince Mave 20 saying, hey, I got a good idea. What would your good idea be, Prince?
Oh, McMess hitting that outside wall, dropping him back a far away. I believe he was up to 8 or 7, but him just raising that wall really has messed up his race, dropping him quite a ways back from everybody else.
Again, Homestead Miami Speedway is just such a momentum-heavy track. Any contact you have with the wall, anything that will cause you to lift any more than absolutely necessary to make it around the corner, that can be a race ruiner for you. You talk about being even a 1/10 to 2/10 of a second slower than the guy ahead of you on a track that only runs a 30-second lap.
Yep.
That's absolutely killer. And we have Prince Mave 20 in the chat. How do the championship 4 with the numbers 18, 78, 22, and 4? I'm not entirely sure I'm understanding what you are trying to say here. Would you be able to clarify?
Why can you just remove map? Because it's taking up a bit too much of the screen.
And we are getting rid of the race map. Say bye-bye to that. Okay, we are good. No more map. Chevy Boy
And as we
Chevy
and as
Boy
we were
dropping
talking
back.
there, as we were talking, he was right in the wall, mid corner, and that has really dropped him back. Now it appears that he is making mistakes, causing him even more time.
That is very easy to do when you start to get just a little behind the other drivers. You push too hard and you begin just slipping up. It's little bits here and there, but then it adds up. and all of a sudden you may be an entire 1 or 2 corners behind the rest of the field. Again, it's not anything major that will ruin your race. You can go through massive crashes and still come out on top, but it's when you get into those little scuffles that you begin to feel it. And speaking of which, Big Wee running high, tapping the wall. However, McMess just not able to get the run in it.
And we'll appears to have a battle for second between Twisted and Sleepy.
Twisted's made it back up.
Yep. Oh,
I'm getting
disconnected.
This is what I'm wondering. I'm getting a very long black screen here.
Oh, Chevy
yes.
Boy,
Chevy Boy, yes, he has disconnected.
Robert Hot in a disconnect or a backout. We will not know. That is truly a heartbreaker for him.
That really is. That is a very disappointing disconnect, as that will cost him a little bit, as that means he's going to be finishing at the back of the pack for this race. And Prince Mave in the Twitch chat saying, like what NASCAR did in real life. Again, I'm not sure what you're trying to say. I don't know what NASCAR did in real life involving the numbers 18, 78, 22, and 4.
Neither do I.
And it looks like
That's what it
Sleepy
seems like.
beginning to fall off of the back of Twisted.
But slowly but surely, Oval Racer has a gap on the rest of the field. About a 500, around about a 500 feet gap.
Yes. Again, going to the game cameras just to see if we can't get a view of what this looks like for the drivers out on track. Currently sitting up in third on Hatched Club's car.
And looks like this is like Big Wee has gone into the pits. No, my mistake. It's been F1 Ben. That was my mistake.
That is okay. Yes, and F1 Ben coming out of the pits. A shocking pit entry from him, as he was running in fourth. The leader, SSR Oval Racer, now caught up with him. That just goes to show how short this track is. F1 Ben almost losing an entire lap to that pit stop.
And it seems like Bruger and Twisted have a battle going on for second place. But with Twisted on that outside line, losing a lot of speed.
Yeah,
really
I just jumped on the board with him, and he has fallen off of Prodrar there. And jumping back to chat, Prince Mave 20, the drivers 18, 22, 78, and 4 raced for the championship at the end of the season. Well, it's possible that we could have a standoff of the same drivers running for this championship all season long. However, that just depends on how these drivers are able to do. Again, this is the lobby. So we have a lobby coming up right after this. which is where you're going to see the times dropping down more closer to very low 0.5s, 0.4s, maybe even 0.3. In essence, Sleepy cutting down on the track to try and jump into Prodrar slipstream. Oh, Sleepy cutting down in front of Twisted, but not getting the draft push in time. And Twisted coming into the back of Sleepy.
Thankfully, it wasn't a spin of Donna, but Sleepy hitting the wall in the action of the fourth turn last lap had really messed him up, losing 2 positions
Yes,
in a matter
and
of a lap.
ACR Nyko and AOR Andrew up front, battling for second. Nyko taking the high line through turns 3 and 4, losing a bit of ground on Andrew, but not falling off of him just yet. Again, Andrew playing a hard inside defense. He's not trying to run up and get the advantage on Oval Racer far up in the lead. He is trying to keep his defense and not lose that second place.
Seems to be a smarter move because Oval Racer is a bit too far ahead. With 2 cars also in front of Andrew, would not be a smart decision.
Yes, and we are now, the Twitch stream is being hosted by Prince Mabe 20. Thank you, Prince Mabe, for hosting us there. That is definitely awesome. And while I have everyone's attention, if you have any interest in continuing to follow the series, don't just follow me, but you can also follow the MEA YouTube channel, which I will leave the link to that in the description, or not in the description, I'm so used to saying that. I will leave the link to the YouTube channel here in the chat.
And this is a constant battle for second place. Both drivers constantly switching positions back and forth. It seems like Andrew has the short end of the stick because of his tires.
Okay, after I get the right link in there. Okay, guys, the link to the YouTube channel is in the description now. I apologize. I did not realize which link was there. However, getting back into this. But feel free to go and follow them at the YouTube channel. AOR Andrew jumping into the pits here. Let's take a look at some of these race stats. Ooh, Andrew quickly coming back up onto the track, sliding up. F1 Bin coming around him on the inside. And our best time, still sticking with Oval Racer, but dropping to a 30.474 second lap time. I do not think I'm going to trust that top speed of F1 Bin at 1,773 miles per hour.
I'm almost certain that is possible around what you said.
I don't think that is even possible by these vehicles. That is a very interesting time, as we are currently 51, going on 52 minutes into this race. Again, currently 81 laps of 116. So we are beginning to come up to the end here. Our current lineup and positioning
There's been a
Do we have
caution?
a caution?
I believe so. I do not know where it's from.
Yes, we do. SSR Mayhem is on track. SSR McMess currently sitting in 10th. Actually just behind Big Wee on track. So we are beginning to have some drivers that are a lap down. The question is, will they be permitted to make up that lap?
I believe.
And McMess going into the back of Big Wee. It does not... I'm not entirely sure. Yes, and McMess being waved through and being permitted to make up his lost lap. So that should put him back on the lead lap with everyone else.
Sadly, we did not see what caused that caution.
Yes, the field. Projar coming up. Everyone is getting ready to go into the pit cycle. It looks like a good chunk of the field is going to be going in. Projar, 2 so far staying out.
Three people are staying out.
Yes, AOR Andrew in first, Projar 120 in second, and McMess in third. McMess, you saw him booking it around the track, trying to make sure that he did not have to wind up even still behind the pack as he was making up that lap.
Yep.
Moving back,
Oh, there
let's
seemed to be
start...
contact. Whoever back. I saw somebody get pushed.
That sadly is not uncommon on these cautions. You get people going around, going out of the pits, flying up as fast as they can to catch up to the pack, and not realizing just how close they are and sliding into the back.
Yeah.
As we are getting ready for our final lap under caution before going green here. I will be starting on board with SSR Oval Racer, our previous race leader, just to see how he does trying to work his way back up to the front.
With the pace he has been going, I reckon it won't take him too long.
What I'm curious about, what are we looking at for fuel and tire on these top 3?
Andrew has
72 laps remaining. I'm not entirely sure. I do believe McMess will be able to make it to the end. Same with Projar. Yeah,
Andrew should, because he has...
Yeah,
I think all 3 will be able to...
Yeah, I think our 3 leaders will be able to hold out until the end of this race without needing to do another pit. This could make this race very interesting.
And it appears that Projar has fallen back due to some contact between him and Oval Racer. Is that another?
Yeah, Projar dropping back to mid-pack.
That's another caution.
And up in the wall.
That's another caution.
We are to our second caution in the row, bringing the total up to 7 so far this race.
I'm not quite sure what actually caused that caution. there doesn't seem to be there was a lot of contact there. Aside from Oval Racer and Pro Drawer, a tiny bit of contact, but other than that, I don't see why there was a caution called.
Neither do I. It doesn't seem that anyone was put massively off pace. However, we have seen cautions called before for more mundane things. What makes a difference is this caution was called. This is more laps that these drivers are putting out at a much lower speed, conserving their fuel. So those top drivers that did stay out instead of going into the pits are sitting at an advantage right now.
And we are green once again.
Yes, we are back to racing. Hopefully coming up to the end of our race here for B Lobby at Homestead, Miami. This has turned into a very interesting race, currently sitting on board with Mess in 9th, trying to get a run on PXM Twisted, looking to take the low line. Will he be able to get the move done, though, is the question. And it looks like no, he will not. He is still going to sit behind Twisted going into 1 and 2. However, he is retaining the low line for attack. And that is a very low line indeed, dipping his left wheels onto the apron, but pulling alongside Twisted.
Which gives him the inside to turn 3, and it appears like he has got the move done. Also getting a move done on Pro Drawer, coming off the active turn 4.
Yes, that was a very good run there by McNess. If he can keep up this momentum, he may be able to make a bit of a comeback in this race.
And we have somebody in the pits. That is Big Wee in the pits.
Big Wee is in the pits?
Yep.
Oh, an up front oval racer trying to take the inside from AOR Andrew. We saw him attempting to do this a lot earlier in the race, and Andrew was playing that hard inside defense. Oval racer beginning to back off mid-corner, though, falling back to second.
Almost losing that second place.
Yes, if he's not careful, backing off like that could be a costly mistake for him, as Andrew has shown a strong affinity to the inside defense, and passing on the outside on this track is just about impossible, unless there are a lot of issues within the driver in front.
That's a caution. No, that was between Big Wee and Twisted.
Yeah, Twisted is currently sitting at the back, just in front of Big Wee. Again, Twisted has gotten so much bad luck this race with getting caught up in a lot of the cautions and a lot of the wrecks that have happened.
Yeah. Hopefully this will be the last caution he is caught up in.
Hopefully, if he can get free, I think he may be able to make up a bit of time. However, Big Wee, after that wreck, was almost an entire lap behind the rest of the field. A bunch of cars jumping into the pits. We have SSR McNess, Twisted, Prodrar, and Andrew. I do believe those that stayed out 2 cautions ago are most definitely going to be good as far as keeping their position and not having to pit again. Big Wee choosing not to go into the pits, making it back around and catching up, but only just not being able to get a jump from staying out of the pits.
Yeah. Does the field begin? Trying to see if the field's gonna form. I'm guessing we're gonna go for one more caution lap, and then we're going to go green on the next lap.
Yeah, Mayhem is currently still out on track, leading them. Again, our current leader standings. We have in first, Hatched Club, 334. SSR Oval Racer 9 in second. F1 Bin 23 in third, followed by ACR Nyko, SM Sleepy, AOR Andrew, Projar 120, PXM Twisted, SSR McMess, and Big Wee 1185. Mayhem has pulled off track. The pace car has set the pack free, so we will be going green this time around. Everyone is formed up and exiting turn 4 as we currently speak.
And we are green.
Yes, we have gone green here. Lap 94 of 116. We are coming up to the end of the race. The question is, can we stay clean for the remainder of the race? Oval Racer just managing to keep second, having been caught high. However, still on the outside of Hatched Club. And AOR Andrew taking the opportunity to try and peek inside. Oval Racer has made contact with the wall.
Dropping him back.
Yeah, he has dropped back to third with F1 Bin sniffing at him, and Bin will take that third spot away. Oval Racer dropping down to fourth. That is just the perfect showing of what happens when you lose even the smallest amount of momentum within these races. Because the track is so fast and lap times are so quick, any little thing can cause you to fall back quite a ways.
It appears like Racer's already on the back of the top 3 again. And SM Sleepy with him.
Sleepy looking to make a move.
Oh, two-way. Oval Racer hitting that wall, really messing up his run off of the corner, letting Sleepy go through up into 4th.
However, taking that low line and taking the position back from Sleepy, and Projar taking the opportunity to come up to try and attack. However, Projar is not able to get the move done.
Oval Racer ref the run on Andrew. He's on the outside for corners 3 and 4, really screwing up his run. And Andrew is taking the position back from Oval Racer.
Yes, let's move forward one to watch F1 Bin as he is fighting with Hatch Club for the lead. Andrew getting a push from Oval Racer, getting up below F1 Bin. I do believe we may be, we were just about 3 wide. However, Oval Racer not able to get up next to Bin.
And with Ben hitting that wall in the action of the 4th corner, really messing up his run, he's not using his position to Andrew, and also losing that position to Oval Racer.
Yes, Oval Racer will take the advantage and step up into third.
That's
and
F1
Bin has spun Oval Racer on lap 99 of 116. We got a very good amount of clean laps ran there. However, that is going to bring out our 9th caution for this race. Everyone should be good on fuel. So I hopefully will be able to see a green-white checker run come out through here, and we won't have to go under caution anymore. However, that is definitely
Big Will has damage.
Who has damage?
Big Will? Big Wee, apparently. full damage on his steering, full damage on his engine. That's why he's moving so slow around the track.
Oh no, it seems he accidentally forced on sim damage instead of the regular fuel and tires. Yes, unless he's given a wave by from the pace car, this may be his race over.
Very well might be.
That is disappointing on his end. And equally as disappointing for SSR Oval Racer, managing to fight his way back up within the pack, getting to third, only to be taken out by F1 Ben. And in the chat, BA Panda Bear 97, Oval Racer tried to thread the needle. Yes, he did. However, he felt the sting of what happens when these cars get a little too close. And Ben showed him very quickly which direction the wall was in. Again, a nasty hit.
And Big Wee is in the pits with a little help from Mayhem. But even still, that's a heartbreaker for Wee. Getting full damage.
That really is.
And
it's one of those
almost
situations.
Being 2 laps down.
It's one of those situations. Coming into these events, you always want to double check and make sure everything is set up the way you need it to be set up. The last thing you want is to be caught in these bad positions. SSR Oval Racer sticking back from the rest of the pack, so I'm not sure what he's doing. And Mayhem is off the track. The pace car has released them. I'm going to be jumping back up. Let us watch the battle for our top 5, jumping on with ACR Nyko.
I will be signaling with Oval Racer to see if he can make a comeback up through the field. And we are green.
And we are off. The caution has been lifted. Again, only a small handful of laps remaining. Oh, Nyko going a little low and finding a bit of the apron there. He is currently side by side with F1 Ben, battling for 5th position. Oh, he gets a slowdown and Twisted makes the run. Nyko has dropped to 7th.
An Oval Racer tried to thread that needle once again, but at the back end, causing him time. And he hit the wall coming into turn 3, really cost him even more time.
Nyko staying on the inside of Twisted, getting the move done and taking that position back from, it looks like, no, he is battling with AOR Andrew currently. And they are 3 wide. Nyko, Andrew, and Oval Racer. No, that's Twisted, not Andrew. My bad. We are going 3 wide through the turns here. Everyone battling to try and make up as many positions as they can.
Slightly forward to the AR Andrew. Going 2 way with F1 Ben.
Oh, Oval Racer. Oval Racer, it looked like got mixed up with Twisted there. I'm not sure what just happened. They have swapped positions on track as far as inside to outside goes. And yes, this has been a very interesting set of laps here. Just 10 more remaining in the race after this.
Anything can happen within these 10 laps.
Jumping up to the top 3, we have Prodrar in 3rd, SM Sleepy in 2nd, and Hatch Club in first. However, Sleepy now dropping back off of Hatch. Projar trying to take advantage and begin to attack. The top three are pulling in and drawing on each other. We could have a race down to the finish here.
Definitely. It seems like both Andrew and F1 Ben are slowly but surely catching through Jor, making this into a freeway battle for third position.
Sleepy initially having been a little wide into turn 3, however, getting it back down by the exit of turn 4. Oh, and Projar going for the inside of Sleepy there, trying to take second. It does not look like the move was made, though.
Yeah, he was a little too far back to make that move.
However, drivers are getting antsy, and AOR Andrew looking to try and come up, and Andrew has come up on the inside of Projar, just keeping it as they go into turns 1 and 2. Projar is going to drop down to 4th. Oh, Andrew going up wide, and Projar taking that position back. This is some absolutely spectacular racing coming from all of these drivers.
It looks like Andrew has fallen back from Projar and is under fire from F1 Ben.
Yes, Projar just fighting to try and catch up to Sleepy to take that second place finish.
While all this is helping Hatch Club with his first position.
Yes, AOR Andrew now heavily attacking Projar, and Oval Racer coming up on the inside of F1 Ben, looking for his top 5 comeback.
And it appears he has got the move done.
He has, however, now he's looking to try and make it on the inside of Andrew. And again, Andrew notoriously good at defending the bottom this race.
This is gonna be right down the wire. 3 laps remaining.
This really is. Oh, and it looks like F1 Ben trying to take the inside. Andrew and Oval Racer have contact. Oval Racer sliding up into 3rd, moving to the outside to try and position himself for turns 3 and 4. However, taking a high line, Projar trying to come up on the inside of him, and they make contact. And F1 Ben squeezes himself onto the inside. Andrew just sitting behind Oval Racer.
Oval Racer on the outside of Ben.
Andrew Ben making contact now. And Nico coming up, trying to find his way through the pack in all of this, while Oval Racer remains planted onto the back of Projar. This is some of the most spectacular driving I have seen at this track in quite a while. As we are on the penultimate lap, entering turns 1 and 2. Oval Racer staying high over Projar. However, he will have a very difficult time making the move, but he gets it to stick.
Well, he have enough time. Oh, he may catch up. Oval Racer may catch up to Sleepy. Sleepy having slow lanes throughout the corners. Yep,
this
Oval Racer is catching.
Absolutely phenomenal race, especially from Oval Racer with everything that has happened. And we are coming up to the end of this race. You have
you're-
Hatched Club winning it, followed by SM Sleepy, followed by SSR Oval Racer, followed by ACR Nyko, and finishing, or no. Wait, yes?
Yes.
No? Maybe? It's
F1
saying
Ben
in...
taken 4th.
Yes, it says F1 Bin took 4th. However, I do not see F1 Bin on the track.
F1 Ben is behind Neko, but it seems like Ben has taken 4th position.
Yes, I am going to need to contact Mayhem to see if this is correct. I do not believe this is the correct positioning. I do believe Nyko actually beat Bin in that race. Okay, let us begin getting our
F1 Ben
drivers in here.
But F1 Ben did take 4th position.
No, this game is very odd in the way that it sums up all the driver positions, as it's actually based on overall time and not necessarily position on track.
F1 Ben.
So let us go ahead and begin getting drivers in here. Can you get Sleepy? I'm shooting an invite to Hatched Club right now. I've got Oval Racer.
Just remember to include your audio. I shot Sleepy and anything. There he is.
F1 Bin.
Ooh.
And
Panic.
Nyko.
Yep. Yeah, Ben took 4th for that last turn.
No, Nyko took 4th, Bin took 5th. I just had the confirmation from Mayhem.
So make sure all your audio is included.
Okay.
I'm just gonna point that out.
Okay, and we are in here. We have our top 5 finishers from this race. First off, congratulations to all of you. That was a phenomenal race, and there was a lot of good driving going on. We'll go ahead and take it from 5th. We will go ahead and take it from our 5th place finisher and move forward from there, starting with F1 Bin.
Yo.
Tell me, how was that race for you? It seemed like you were able to consistently run the front. However, you did get into a trouble there a few times.
Well, I kind of got screwed by my cat, if I'm honest.
Oh, lovely.
It at one point decided to take a crap on the floor in my bedroom, and then it jumped up in front of my TV, and it blocked my monitor, so I couldn't see. So I had to pick to chuck it off. Otherwise, I generally feel I would have been contesting for that win. I did legitimately 10 laps of practice before this, and that was literally qualifying. So I'm actually really happy with the top 5.
Top 5 is a good finish in any race, to be completely honest. Again, you had some very strong showings there. However, you did get into quite a bit of a little mess there. Running, I believe that was 3 laps from the end with Andrew. What was going on with that?
Am I allowed to say rubbing is racing?
Yes. Go right ahead.
This is NASCAR, dude. Of course you're allowed.
Of course you are.
If you want to... I will say, this has definitely been a very interesting interview. That is probably one of the more interesting interview segments I have ever been a part of. You lost because of your cat, and you messed with your teammate because rubbing is racing. Wise words of advice from F1 Bin, everyone. Be sure to remember this in the future. Okay, moving on to 4th, we have ACR Nyko. Now, Nyko, you were putting in a lot of work there that race, jumping quite often from the front to the back. How was that playing out for you exactly? Yeah, we noticed that the outside edge. So many people were quickly dropping down the pack because they were getting stuck on that outside trying to run that wall, and they were not able, 9 times out of 10, to take the speed they needed to even hold on to the person that was to their left. Yeah, those cautions really played into the race a decent amount. We were sitting there watching the fuel, and it seemed like the leaders should have been good to make it at the beginning. However, once those cautions started coming out even more, it was pretty well confirmed for all of us. They weren't going to need to take another pit, which really shook up the strategy. Oh, I am... Can everyone take a second, check the party, and make sure you have included your audio? I have been told in chat, Nyko, that you did not have your audio included.
Yep, now it is. My bad, bud.
Okay, one last recap as to what went on that race, just from you.
Okay. Like I said, the outside groove was horrible. I could only run on that inside. When I got to the outside, it pushed me to the back and then level off, and I go back down the inside. Oval will probably tell you the same thing. Inside groove was the best. You couldn't do shit on the outside. I mean, it was just horrible.
Yeah, and again, that outside edge, absolutely terrible on any of these ovals for you to try and run.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I think everybody was trying to stay on the inside. Worn tires. Last pit got me. Or the last caution, excuse me, not the last pit. Last caution got me. I fell too far back and not enough laps to make it to the front.
however, you did manage to make it back for a top 5 finish, which is good in these races.
Should have been better. Always can do better. Why are my
course.
streams included this time? Want to thank Lucky SOD for doing the paint job.
Okay, and with that, we are moving on to our 3rd place finisher, SSR Oval Racer. That was a heartbreaking run for you. again, very much like Nico, going from the front all the way to the back and having to fight your way forwards multiple times. However, almost never because of getting stuck on the outside or an actual on-track problem, but because of getting caught up in cautions there at the end. However, you did an amazing job at putting in the work and getting back around the track to try and take back that lead, however, only managing to make it back to third. Tell me, how does that feel to have led so much but have to take just the bottom podium for your finish?
That's racing, you know. I mean, it's going to happen. You know, if it didn't happen to me, it's going to happen to somebody else, so. It is what it is. I had fun racing tonight. Everybody ran good, and there towards the end, everybody ran hard like they should have. And that's just the product of it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. There within the last 20 or so laps, the intensity out on track just got stepped up. All the cars got a lot closer. People were making a lot harder dives. And that really did begin to get reflected within the amount of cautions that were coming out. I mean, when we're running halfway through the race with 2 cautions, but then we pick up another 7 within the back half, and the last few of those coming within the last 20 or so laps, you can really see how the pack begins to get antsy trying to make those last minute pushes.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. But I'll say this. The last 20 laps was definitely the funnest 20 of the whole race. Like, despite the outcome, it was a blast because, I mean, people were actually able to run, you know, 3 wide and hold it for the most part, you know. But it was fun.
Absolutely.
Okay. She did, Sleepy. Sleepy, man,
yes.
You're awesome.
And, again, taking that perfect opportunity for a transition within this interview segment, finishing up second place, his second interview in a row, SM Sleepy. Now, we saw you had a few issues very early on within this race with trying to keep up speed and trying to keep up position, getting mixed up in a few of the cautions even. How did it feel for you to be able to bring the car back to a second place finish?
Honestly, I'm just as surprised as you. Really, I only got caught up in 1 caution at the beginning of the lap. I think it was around lap 25-30. Other than that, I just got a few nudges. Twisted knocked me loose a little bit, but I ended up getting a big run off it because I just stood in it, and then the next corner caution came out. And it was just 3 wide at that point, and just McNess and me got into the fence, put me back to 8th, and you know, I tried to stretch it as much as I could to pits. You know, I was up there in 3rd, thought I could make it to the end, and you know, fell back, you know, pitted again, came all the way back up to 2nd. But again, you know, coming from the momentum off Watkins Glen, which I was surprised to finish 5th there as well. You know, I had a really good feeling about Miami, and it just pays. I know I didn't qualify, so I started dead last, but you know, I knew I had the speed. I was putting down laps to run in the top 5 just outside it, so 2nd feels really good.
Absolutely, and it shows an amazing effort on your part to be able to pull back from where you were to where you finished. And again, going back, just having to comment on it again, everyone began pushing so much harder there within the last 20 or so laps. And those last few laps, having to run with Oval Racer very quickly coming up behind you. The man who had led most of the race, what was the pressure like having to try and defend against him?
I would answer that question honestly, but the sad fact of the matter, I didn't know he was back there until he was right on my bumper at the last lap. But you know, even so, I saw a couple of the PXM guys back in there, a couple of blue cars. It was just color, basically. That's all I saw. I was looking back. You know, one time I nudged the wall getting into the corner, looking back, mirror driving, and kind of stalled me out. That might have helped Oval a little bit. But you know, I was just trying to catch up with Hotch, and honestly, you know, me and Hotch were kind of glued together almost the whole race, you know, from the beginning. When, you know, I was mid-pack, he was there, we were going back and forth, and then somebody gave him the lead, and he just ran away with it. I mean, I started to catch him here and there, but overall, you know, he just ran away with it.
Absolutely. And again, that was a very good effort from you to be able to take second from your less than spectacular starting position and all the shenanigans that happened throughout the race. However,
yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Moving on, the winner of the MEA Round 3 B Lobby NASCAR Cup Series race, Hatched Club. Now,
what's up?
We saw you did not get a bad start from the race. But to be able to come back to win it, did you see yourself being able to take this victory?
I mean, I saw it as between me, Andrew, and Oval Racer. I think we had the 3 fastest cars, and those were the only 2 that I could think were faster than me. I saw Andrew pit at the end. I knew it was just going to be me and Oval, but he had fresher tires than me. I had old tires, so I was doing everything I could do, blocking Sleepy, blocking Andrew. I just was holding on, and then finally just got some space and ran away with it.
Absolutely, and run away with it you did. Those last few laps, you really just did a good job at putting distance between you and everyone else on the track.
I just knew that I couldn't let people get on my inside. If they were going to pass me, I was going to make them do it from the outside lane, and I knew they couldn't get me around from there, so I just stuck to the bottom and pulled through somehow.
Absolutely. And our final question for you, it has to be asked. After the heartbreaking ending that you had coming from last week at Watkins Glen, having contact and being thrown out of the race, how does it feel to come back even stronger and take the win here at Homestead Miami Speedway?
Oh, for sure. That feels great after coming off of a weekend like that. You never want to, you know, run top 3 the entire race, just get wrecked in one of the final laps, but, you know, you just got to keep digging. I'm not going to give up just because, you know, I got wrecked. I'm going to go out and I'm going to win just like I did today for the first time, so. And hopefully it won't be the last.
Absolutely. I do not see this being the last. You have put in some good shows throughout all the rounds so far. However,
Thank you, appreciate that.
You're more than welcome. I'm afraid that is all we have time for. Again, congratulations to all the drivers that we have in here for our top 5. And congratulations to all the drivers that came out to race tonight. Again, I'm M&R Nightlock. Here in the booth with me, we have M&R Fujiwara. This has been the MEA NASCAR Cup Series Round 3B race here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Tune in to HCR Daytona stream or, again, the MEA YouTube channel to catch the A-Lobby stream here in an hour and 20 minutes as we will be taking to the track yet again to see who's going to take the win overall here in Florida. Again, I've been M&R Nightlock. With me is M&R Fujiwara. We hope you've enjoyed this stream. And with that, we're out.
Bye. See you.
This Geico ad is intended only for people who wear rompers. Gary forgot it's Casual Friday.
Just like he forgot to switch to Geico and save all that money.
Hey, leave Gary alone, guys. He's probably feeling pretty insecure right now.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.